Okay, it's 7 o'clock. Next thing on the agenda is appointments, rec committee.
We have the Recreation Committee on here at the board's request to discuss right-to-know laws. In the past, we haven't consistently received agendas and minutes. A lot of that has been taken care of over the last week. They've been very proactively sending us minutes. I believe we're, for the most part, caught up.
Yes.
All caught up.
I didn't know I had to give you guys agendas. If I'd have known, I would have.
Okay.
I didn't get a manual when I got this position. So.
The manual's about that thick.
Well, we used to have a manual.
But over the last week, we've received a lot of the minutes, so I'll turn it over to you.
Right. Yeah, basically, we've been trying to think of easier ways to get the minutes through the rec committee, because it seems to be trying to get them all done.
Well, it would be nice to have administrative support from the town, since every other committee has administrative support. So, but if you read our last minutes, we did, Matthew, I don't know if you read those.
I haven't.
Okay, we came up with a plan that we're just going to either, if I can't get it done, because I get busy during the end of the year in the first quarter, because I'm an accountant, and I'm going to scan and email it to the other members, and if they have time, they're going to write them out, so that at least they're typed out for you guys. Unless you guys would type them out if you guys have time.
We do
Not
that.
you, but administrators.
Okay, first of all, that's part of it. We have one suggestion for just your business meetings. We don't care about your strategy, planning, or any of that, because it's the business meetings that are gonna get us into trouble. Is you actually meet here, they get recorded.
I'll present that to the rec. What's nice about having the meetings at the school is a lot of us coach. I run pickleball in the winter, and I just run over. I just run over and do the meeting and then go back to pickleball. And a lot of the coaches do basketball, and our basketball program's rather extensive. We have kids in there all evening through the week. So I don't know. I'm going to run it by them. They seem pretty much on board that someone would pick up the slack if I can't do it.
Yes, Bill.
Chair Huzzy, if I may be recognized, is there an RSA or any reason that says they cannot meet other than here?
Oh, we can meet anywhere. There's nothing that says.
Actually, there is an RSA that says you have to meet in a public building, which means the building has to be open to everybody. That's how it is.
And the school is open to everyone.
The only reason I'm saying is meet here is a recording, and then we can take care of the administrative stuff on this side.
I'll run it by them.
So-
I can't make that decision. That has to be.
Oh,
voted on.
that's why.
So what can we do to ensure that the documentation and everything else is organized and documented that says their public building, the school,
Right.
has everything it needs to meet the...
No, it's just to get, it's the minutes that we're looking for to get done. They actually, is it 5 days, 5
Yes,
business days?
it is.
Yep.
I went online and read it.
It's 5 business days
Yes, I
to
can
get it
read.
done. All we're trying to do is make it easier, because the
Yeah.
other suggestion we had is, we asked it last year, we're starting our budget process a lot earlier than we ever started it before, is an administrator to handle some of the duties that seem bogged down the rec committee too, the scheduling, that type of thing, but we never got a list of what those duties were and how much time it would take.
Were they requested?
Yeah, we did it in a meeting about a year ago, actually, not quite a year ago.
I don't recall, but.
But that's what, that's sit down and basically the stuff you don't want to do to
I
tie
don't
you
recall
up.
getting that, Chester. I look at Chester
I
because
don't
he was our
recall.
last representative and we always
I
go
don't
to
recall it
him
either,
with
but
questions.
I can look into it more, but I don't recall it offhand.
But
Yeah.
that would be what if you're looking to get help, then we can look at it and then we can figure out where funding is gonna come for that.
Okay, and that's a good solution.
Yeah.
Agreed?
Yeah.
Excellent. Let's move on.
That's my job. Any other questions?
Oh.
Okay, very good. We're moving on.
Okay, we are at the public comment section for individuals wishing to address the board. We do have a sign-in sheet. If anybody, I haven't seen anybody sign in.
Little small crowd, we won't have to worry about.
We can waive that
The
requirement.
banners look great. Flags next.
that a question or a statement?
And a suggestion,
Quiet.
American flag banners would be
Oh,
great
oh.
next time. I mean, go through Newcastle, Newington, Rye, everywhere.
Oh, okay.
We've been behind for a long time. That was great stuff. Well, we need 2 rods to fix the 2 that are,
Yeah, I've got prices, I go for the communities if they want to spend it.
yeah.
Don't put them over the sidewalk, because we don't want the trucks taking them out anymore.
It's just, I think they wouldn't if they saw them there instead of just.
I was also gonna check them all, they need to see if we whack us with some poles,
Yeah.
because if it's about the same price, then those rods aren't cheap.
But it does look good.
Good thing, that's what I was.
I saw him, I did thank him what he was doing. I told him, I knew it was possible.
I didn't realize taking the ladder off underneath it was thanking. Yes, Laura?
This is the public comment period. I just wanted to let you know, we got the bridge and the boardwalk done on the trail over the weekend.
Sounds cool.
Yep, that's it.
I saw that on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, approval of minutes. Everybody read the minutes? Any errors in the spot?
I move to approve the minutes of Tuesday, May 28th, 2019, as written.
Second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Good. Next one. There's 2 sets of minutes here. Oh, you? Yeah.
June 3rd.
I move to approve the minutes of Monday, June 3rd, 2019, as written.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next. Scopely update.
The EPA had a meeting on June 5th. It was a listening session. About 50 people came from various communities to speak to the EPA regarding concerns they had about Coakley. Dennis was there, I was there, Selectman Chester Rocky was there, and a lot of other people. So I thought the feedback was good and honest to the EPA. A lot of people still have concerns about what's going on up there and potential health hazards that in the future that could occur. So those were all addressed by the individuals. And the EPA will be having another public session, which I can get out at the beginning of the meeting on the table. June 25th from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock at 500 Breakfast Hill Road. That's where Bethany Church is. There'll be a public meeting regarding Coakley, and it will be, again, information on the bedrock study and other samplings that they've done. And I have more information on the handout, which I'll be glad to make copies for anyone in the audience that would like to see it, and we'll try to get that up online as well.
Any other comment? Moving right along, week's library update.
I have no update at this time.
Okay. Torino contract.
Okay, so as noted, we currently are out of contract, meaning the contract has expired with Torino. I recommend that we wait before we approve the attached contract until I get a couple other quotes from Hennard or JRM, which were suggested by Cavanta when I spoke to Cavanta regarding what they thought of the contract. They recommended that a 45-minute wait time was average, so they felt that by Torino charging the town an hourly fee after half an hour, that seemed to be a little sooner than most trucks go through the plant. So that's why I'd like a little more time to look into other options, and until that a contract is approved, we'll still be under the terms that they proposed, which is $235 a haul plus $100 per hour wait after the first 30 minutes. So they'll continue to haul in the meantime, just as if we had signed this contract. So I don't see the urgency in signing it this time.
Anybody comment on that? Alrighty, town IT specialist.
Our IT specialist, Doug Poulin, is retiring at the end of the month, and has given his notice. I've met with one of the referrals that recommended by Doug Poulin, and I've included that information here. I've also reached out to other IT shops, and his rate is very favorable compared to other IT services, which often will charge per computer plus other hidden fees. I like the proposal that Nelson Ashberger had, because it would just be a straight up hourly fee as we need him to come in. And I think that's more favorable than walking into another agreement with other IT companies, most of which are over $100 an hour. Doug's rate would be a flat $65 an hour, which is much lower than the other IT shops. I know the police department is going forward with having Nelson take over the IT needs up there, and I think it would be good to use him here.
You said Doug's rate.
I'm sorry.
What you meant, no?
Doug, I meant Nelson, yes. Current IT specialist, and I'm sorry I was jumping around, but Doug suggested that the $65 rate was very low, and I confirmed that by contacting other IT shops and found that those were over $100 an hour.
Okay, Bill.
Thank you, Selectman. As a prior member of the emergency management group for the town of Greenland, I've had to interact with the IT and computer system within this facility. While I am not by profession, IT professional, I'm a vice president, but I do have a sincere approach in a global corporation. The IT infrastructure and security in this particular facility is weak, in my opinion. I have been able to access the computer that previously was there simply by typing in admin and password.
Noted.
Thank you.
You know, can I
Yeah,
say something?
go ahead, Sharon.
Matthew, the company I work for, one of my clients, they are looking into IT professionals as well, because you're right, they charge you per PC, and then their rate is astronomical, but you also need to consider how professional, how good they are, because you're right. I mean, we have a firewall because we have a lot of personal data in our system because we're an IT firm that we place IT professionals at, and we have a lot of information, so just bear that in mind too. The cheapest price isn't always the best.
Agreed, but I will take your comment with exception if you're indicating that Nelson
I don't know.
Ashberger is not a professional.
No,
because
I don't
he
know
got
anything
highly
about
recommended,
Nelson.
and
I'm not,
Kara's using
right,
it up at the for the
right.
police
I'm just,
department, and
that's one of the things that we're
he's
keeping in
specialized
mind.
in IT and networking. So.
Yeah.
But they're very good feedback,
Yeah.
certainly.
Oh,
You
good.
need to make sure you have that firewall up,
Yes.
and that you protect the data, because data theft is a very
Huge,
realistic thing to be concerned with these days.
yes it is,
But
so I
point-
just
point
want,
well taken.
we're going through the same thing, and we're saying so many different varying prices, you're like, why? It's weird.
And professional. There has been some hardware improvements already.
Excellent.
Not saying it's all the right ones, but
No,
we did increase the speed here. I know our speed is terrible.
I'm-
Helped in playing electric rates. So.
I'm simply trying to use my internal reference.
So we'll
Any discussion from the board?
I move to approve Nelson Ashberger as the IT specialist for the Town of Holland Fire Department starting July 1st, 2019. His rate will be $65 per hour.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Other old business?
Yes. We talked a while ago about the crosswalk down by the Vets Hall.
Yep.
I'm a little confused with the communications I saw and stuff. What happened there? Did Tara ever write the letter?
I'd asked for a follow-up on that, and I still am waiting to find out about that.
But as of right now, they decided that they're taking it away and we wanted to keep it, correct?
The intent in the past, the board had indicated they wanted to keep that crosswalk. The state has indicated that it will go away,
Okay.
and they did not indicate that there's any appeal option at this time for that.
There's always an appeal option.
Okay.
I can certainly request that.
Okay. Just wondered where we stood.
I see people try to use it all the time.
Yeah, that's
but you can't see
ridiculous.
it.
Why would you take that away?
Hey, one person at a time, number one, but just a question, because I was confused, I haven't read through it down on this thing. I thought it said uncontrolled crosswalk.
The uncontrolled crosswalk,
The uncontrolled is in front of the school.
that's the one they're referencing. That's the
That's
one you're
the-
Oh, that's
referencing,
the
right?
one they were.
We never saw that letter,
Yeah,
and that's about the dumbest place to take a crosswalk.
Right, that's where this letter is very confusing, because it says the uncontrolled crosswalk on 151, and the only one that is in front of the school.
That's the one
It's
that,
not the controlled one that's at,
I'm assuming it's the uncontrolled one.
No, uncontrolled.
yes.
it's the one at end of River Valley.
Oh, I thought it was. They were
Yes,
talking
because it
about-
had a light.
Again, just one person at a time?
I thought they were talking about the one by Stetson Solar going across to the Vets Hall.
I thought they were too.
I can clarify that. I'll
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Any other comment? Okay, the fun part, payroll manifests.
I have the manifest right here.
There we go, kids.
What happened to the rest of the stuff?
We have,
No, we got a whole bunch of new business, Jeff.
Oh,
You're skipping
yeah.
right over.
Oh, skip over it? Oh, sorry, I didn't
No.
skip over it. My fault.
The temporary storage trailer.
Yep,
We have Jeff Apsey is requesting a temporary storage trailer. He's at 1517 Fish and Game Road. For construction purposes, the Greenland zoning ordinance allows a permit for temporary storage of construction material, but it must be approved by the board.
any comment?
I'll move to approve the permit for a temporary storage trailer at 1517 Fish and Game Road for a period of 1 year. That's the normal, what we've been doing.
The last one was for 6 months.
6 months.
6 months. Correction, for 6 months.
Second,
I second.
any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, availability of emergency funds.
So this really should be urgent funds. They're not for emergency purposes. They're for urgent purposes where the town has a need to procure something, but that can't wait until the next payroll manifest or the next account payable manifest, rather. We recently encountered an issue with the post office where they will only accept debit cards, or cash, or checks, and they wouldn't take a credit card. So we're looking at ways where we can pay for things that are urgent in nature. This was a planning board mailing for the surveys without requiring a town employee to front the money for that cost and then seek reimbursement, which is the option that was currently utilized for that purpose. So we're just looking into options. The petty cash account we have now is only $50. One option would be to increase that to say $500. Another option is to check with the bank to see if we could get and use a debit card under certain circumstances. So we're just looking to the board to see which direction they would prefer to go to address urgent purchases that are needed in the future. That might alleviate the employee from having to front the cost.
Any discussion?
Chair,
Oh, Bill, that goes.
quick question. If the employee has to front it, does the employee end up getting points or other benefits for it that are then the property of the town?
If the employee spends, say, $100, regardless of how they purchase it, credit card, cash, then they would seek reimbursement to the town for the $100.
So it would be reasonable that if the employee had a points card that got them 100 points for making that known purchase for the town. They could keep those points for their own personal venue?
They could, if they get points on their credit card, the town would reimburse the employee the $100 they spent. And is not, I don't believe, interested in trying to find out what everybody's plan is with their credit card.
Well, no,
In additional benefit.
in my company, which is not a municipality,
Yes.
we have to sign a form that says we cannot keep those points because that would encourage an employee to buy things for the company to put points back in their personal use. Just asking.
Currently, the town will reimburse what the employee spends without regards to any procurement benefits they may get while using a certain card.
Thank you.
Hey, Richard,
Well, I kinda like to see something like a petty cash fund or some means like a debit card or something, up to $500. I'm sure that wouldn't be difficult to do. And then bring it before the board again if it, depletes below $20. Bring it before the board so we can vote on it again, to put something like it into account. If that would work. Just a suggestion.
yes, Sharon.
As a resident accountant, what you would do is when it depletes, you would, whatever those petty cash expenses were, you would cut a check to cash, and then it would be part of your manifest that you would sign every 2 weeks. And that's how you should replenish it often, not just when it gets low.
Yeah.
But whenever you have a check run, you should do it then. That would be that way you would approve the expenses as well to replenish the petty cash fund. Make sense?
Good idea.
I think $500 would be quite sufficient. It's not frequent, the town doesn't need frequently to use, these situations do occur though from time to time, and the board would still have approval opportunity when it is in the manifest, but the purchase would have already been made, so it'd be a little retroactive in that regard.
Any other comments from the board? So is it, are we looking to do a debit card or are we looking to do a, increase the petty cash?
If we have a debit card, shouldn't we take debit cards?
Not everybody takes it.
Not everybody takes it.
Cash is still king.
Where?
The post offices indicated they do accept debit cards, so if we're able to get one from the bank, that may be another avenue instead of petty cash, so.
Would you be in control of the debit card and pass it out to whoever?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, I believe I'd be the one with my name on it.
Are we able to get a debit card with a maximum of $500? Or 1,000, some figure like that with no problem?
I think you can.
I think you can
Yeah,
do.
Okay.
I think you can put a cap on it, just like you would a credit card.
I would move to approve the use of a debit card for urgent expenditures where time is of the essence, not to exceed $750. All purchases must be approved by the town administrator and signed by the treasurer. Debit card use must be initially approved by the town administrator.
Second?
I'll second.
Thank you. You're the second. So can I just clarify the motion? So we're not using checks, it's just debit cards, right? So in that case, we could take off signed by the treasurer because that was for the check
Yeah.
motion, so. If that was your intention.
Yeah, that sounds pretty much like what I wanted.
Okay, have a motion and second. All those in favor?
All right,
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. 4th of July.
So July 4th falls on a Thursday this year, and the town office will be closed for that day. The question is whether or not we can close the town hall on the 5th. The building inspector will be on vacation. The town clerk will be closed, with the understanding that vacation days must be used. That would leave Charlotte and I in the building. And so we're requesting whether or not if we can also use our own vacation days to take that day off and just close the town hall. We'll be the only 2 employees in the town hall, so there won't be a lot of, there may be some business that would have to wait until Monday, but we just thought we'd throw that idea out there. But I can certainly come in on Friday if needed, if you'd like to see the building remain open for that day.
I think in the past, we've closed. I would move to approve closing the town offices on Friday, July 5th, 2019, with the understanding that vacation days must be used.
Second,
I second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, other new business.
I have something. Some of us know, the 300 committee has been meeting, and we're getting down to where we're going to be selling T-shirts and other doodads along the way. So we're going to need to do the financial aspect of this. So I would like to have the board approve opening up a separate bank account for the Greenland 300th anniversary that we can use for all of our business.
We can get a debit card with $750.
Second,
I'll second it. Jeff.
any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Does anybody else got anything?
Can I?
Sure.
I wanted to let you guys know about something that was a line item on the budget for the rec department. We've been wanting to redo parking at the Maloney Field. And one of our former members, who's an engineer, drew up plans to move the fence. Sorry, I don't really have any good pictures, but they want to move the fence up that's where the road is, where the softball field is. They want to move it from home plate out 180 feet, which would bring it in, creating parking by the softball field as opposed to the multi-purpose field. So they want to move that fence back, and what will happen is this will be the main parking by the softball field, and this parking by the multi-purpose field will be overflow parking. I've contacted Al Pratt, and I've had a couple of conversations and emails back and forth with him because of the worry about the well. And I think he likes the idea, I just haven't, we've spoken, but I want it in email form. And I've also sent out and requested quotes from different fencing companies and handyman. I only received one quote back from Chasco, which you probably are familiar with. It's Johnny Iacola. He's the director of sales. He's done a lot of work for us, and this is their expertise. So we're just working out a few kinks, getting the email back from Al Pratt, giving us the seal of approval on it. And also there's a problem with the grade. We want to try and create a better grade for better parking in the overflow area, but also where the Portsmouth Youth Football, flag football plays. We kind of want to create some grading there, but it's difficult to coordinate the logistics of the grading with the fence moving. So that's what I'm trying to work out right now, but that is a line item on our budget, so it's to be paid by the town, not the rec department. I want to give you any questions, or again, I can email you guys. I can email Matthew the original engineering plans, I guess, and then the build or the first quote from Chasco. But I just talked to him today about the grading problem.
What did we approve for?
12,000. It was a line item for fencing.
That was the money we actually encumbered, wasn't it?
No, we actually, what happened was we put up netting behind the soccer, one of the soccer goals, and that went on 2018. This was 2019's
Okay,
budget.
I knew we encumbered.
That was Chasco as well, and it was about $5,000, I think, but that went on 2018. So this is 2019 budget I'm referring to. Do you guys have any questions?
Just remember in the minutes when you approve it, then pay the bill when you send it to us. You approve that also.
Say what?
At your business meeting?
Well, we're not paying for this. This is a town
Yeah,
expenditure.
as a committee, we can't, we're not spending the money. You have to prove spending the money,
Even though it's town money.
even though it's town. It's
Okay.
good to let us know what you're doing, so if somebody goes.
Well, it's in the minutes anyways, but.
Oh, that's all you need.
It's in, but we're changing it up a little bit. We're trying to coordinate. I'm not sure how we're gonna do that. So, once we know more, I just wanted to give you a heads up that that's happening.
Yeah, we just approve it, the manifest, that's all.
Excellent. Question for you. 180 feet from home plate, I can't help but imagine up there with the local fields. Is there a sign up that says if your car gets crushed by one of our balls, you're on your own?
No, but I have to say, I don't know if I've ever seen that in Eddiefield, quite frankly. Maybe it should be there, I don't know, but I never.
Atlantic Heights certainly has that
The
problem.
Atlantic Heights?
Yes, Atlantic Heights has that problem because they're along the first base side.
Yeah, I know,
Snack
I'm
shack and
familiar
so
with it.
forth.
Yeah.
And you may notice a lot of people
Yeah.
park there because they get crushed there. So I was just kind of curious.
No, I don't think we do. Quite frankly, it's U10 that plays there. Those girls hit it over that fence.
It was a big bulk.
There's not many girls who can hit over that fence. I mean, they're good. Greenland's dominating.
But I think you'd get away, park at your own risk, if you had park at your own risk signs in certain
But
areas,
the
you know
whole,
where they.
right, the whole point with Steve Sargent, who was an engineer who did the drawing, he wanted to get the parking away from the well, and he wanted to create more parking. So we still have the parking by the multi-purpose field, but that's just for overflow. Like, we want to keep that locked unless we need it.
As far as cars getting hit, stand at it, and that's sitting in the back by the ball field, and click on his mirror.
It happens, I
That
get
one
hit.
time.
I get hit.
There is no other place for parking.
Huh?
There is no other place for parking.
Well, there is, there's that parking that we want to make the overflow parking by the multi-purpose field. We're trying to
Is that
get
where you
the
have the
parking.
chain link fence and the gate there?
Yes,
And of
and
course, that's within the area of the well.
part of it is, but that's why
Is
Al,
there anything that keeps them off of that park?
they don't mow it. I wish Paul were here. He doesn't mow the area that you can't.
But is
park
that
on.
sufficient not to get cars there?
We've always used that as parking. Is it sufficient? Al Pratt's opinion is if we can get them more cars away from that 400 feet, that's what they would prefer.
Yes.
But we've always had that parking there, and there's a part of the field where it's not mowed to keep cars off the back, which is closer to the well.
Matt, is it true that you got some telephone posts or there was some concept you were getting telephone posts?
We had looked into the possibility of using telephone posts to try to encourage and discourage parking in certain locations.
I'd hate to think we're creating a Cokeland because we were inside that area. I'd
Which-
rather know that we're
which areas?
securely out of that area.
We're just looking to protect the
Is it
field,
the-
multi-purpose
There
field.
was, Paul and I just went down there, and we noticed the big stones were missing. Is that to replace this, where the stones? He didn't even know. They're like, someone took them.
They haven't been there for years.
I don't think they've been there for years, too. I'm like, Paul, I don't think it's been a while. But is it the area
We
that's
have
not
aerial
mowed
views,
that,
it's been
Yeah.
several years.
that you want to block off? Because no one parks
No,
there.
actually, we're not looking to block it off of parking, we're looking to keep people from driving on the multi-purpose field.
Oh, that too. That's always been an issue. I don't know.
I just thought it was cheaper than fence if we can get,
We've talked about it at the rec, because we have stones in our backyard from Steve Vickery that we could, if we need something strong to pull them out, but we was talking about something to keep people off that field. But it's annoying, very annoying.
this bill.
As an abutter to that property, I think my wife and I would agree that we have pieces of granite on our property that we would donate to the town to protect that parking zone.
I don't know how we get them out though. They're
I
really
do.
heavy.
I do.
It's all a big piece of equipment.
Yeah, but I've already told the rec
I got it
committee
done,
about those.
but again, we would donate to the town that grant, on the record, wherever.
It's being
It is.
recorded.
Yes,
I also had conversations with the Portsmouth Water, and I suggested to them that they look into possibly creating parking within the 400-foot buffer at slope that would direct the runoff away from the well radius, and I suggested that they pay for it.
just so you're taking that property and ain't paying us for it, it'd be a good idea.
That'd be good.
Again,
So I suggested that if they were concerned with the parking, that they help fund a parking spot.
Who'd you chat with, Matthew?
I think that was, I'll have to look at my records, I believe it could have been Mr. Al.
Yeah. that's
any
right.
other comments?
Does that land they just bought come off the tax records? Because it's city owned, or do they have to pay taxes?
It's non-taxable, it's taxable. Any other comment? Moving right along.
I have one, it's not appropriate at this time.
You got something you want to say or not? Jim?
Matt has given us the list of vacancies that we're gonna have here. I assume everyone knows the treasurer is moving out of town, and,
Trustee of the trust funds is moving?
yeah,
Yeah.
budget committee's moving out. They're abandoning like rats leaving a sinking ship, I guess. But anyway, I think that we should start looking now, and I was in the Stratham Town office today, checking on financial things for our 300th. And I noticed that they've got a posting on their wall of several positions that are available. And I understand that these aren't all available now because nobody's resigned yet, but you know, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
If they're selling their house, I don't think they'll commute from Kent down here. So I think that it would be nice to post that on the website, that there's some positions that may be coming available, and if you have an interest, please let us know. And I would also, correct me if I'm wrong, Dennis, but it seems like this PDA position is pretty much set, so I would add that to the mix as well.
Right, the Dennis Malloy. I think we're gonna be hearing that. The Senate passed their amended version. I don't know what the House is gonna do with it, but otherwise, everything seems to be okay.
Okay.
But don't quote me on that. Okay, don't.
So,
On the record.
just again to clarify, as you know, these positions aren't available now, so as they become available, I would recommend posting them as they become available, because we're not certain these positions will all become available at this time. We suspect they will be.
I would think that we could word it such that these positions may become available or something, so that I'd like to see us be ahead of the game a little bit, that's all.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Okay.
Any other comment? Frank, you have something to say today?
I do. Hi, guys. I did want to share with you, as you know, a couple of weeks ago, I was here in reference to the school projects and so forth, and I wanted to share with you the end result of my visit, so that you get it right from me and that. I met with Sal, who brought in Amy, to discuss where they were at, the school projects. And basically, where Amy is leaving, the school board felt that they wanted to continue with everything that Amy had set up because they wanted Amy to complete the process. And because of Amy's leaving, that meant that there was only one bidder for that project. and they were awarded the contract, and obviously got building permits, and of course, things that you guys already know about. So with that being the concept, there was no bidding on that. It was given to that company, and their feeling was that that company gave a lot of free advice or information. And I tried to explain to them that that's the nature of a contractor. When he comes in, he offers you free information, because that's part of the process of him trying to get comfort with you and trying to get you to spend your money. So there was absolutely nothing that I could do. It was signed, sealed, and delivered and over. There was no competitive bidding. So that is basically how that ended. Take any questions you guys might have as to my visit with them. They did nothing that I'm aware of, but I was very saddened by the fact that this could cost us, the taxpayers of this town, several $100,000 that we did not need to spend. And they're going forth, and as most of you know, I have some mechanical abilities, and they're going to take one bad system, fix that, and make that run with the other two systems that didn't need to be part of any of this. You could have just had that one section reworked accordingly with a backup program like the other two sections. So, so that was my discovery, and it was sad, but again, it was already done. And the concept was Amy's leaving. She had the reins to get this process running. So therefore, the school board did not feel comfortable doing anything else.
I have a question. I thought they had chosen a particular vendor for that project.
The same vendor that made the initial proposal for this lease program.
Right. I thought that it was explained to us at the budget committee meetings and at the town, what's that meeting?
Deliberative session.
Deliberative session. I thought that's what we were told, that they were going with this company.
Amy had said that there would be competitive bidding. They were utilizing that to get this ball going for the leasing program.
Did they say why they didn't get competitive? Did they, because I went to go get bidding for this fencing, much smaller project.
Mm-hmm.
No one returned my calls except for one company.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little frustrating, but I'm sure people get that when you have a project at your house. You try and get a couple of contractors, but they don't always respond. I don't know, I'm just asking, did they say that they didn't respond, or did they give that information out to other similar companies? What's that?
They didn't go to any other company. The company that made the proposal for this leasing program was the only company that gave pricing. And Amy had said that she would get competitive pricing once the lease had been accepted by the town voters. And now the school board did not feel comfortable to go out and get competitive pricing because Amy, of course, is leaving that position and going elsewhere. So they felt that Amy had the reins on this deal. So therefore, there would be no competitive bidding. And therefore, this is a very pricey endeavor for the city. So I was very saddened by this, that, you know, it's tough when you go in and you see things, and you were told things. We were told that they would get competitive pricing.
And the whole thing was kind of, the whole idea of leasing meant they didn't need a 2/3 vote, which to me was incorrect, which is wrong, a sneaky way about it. And also they couldn't answer questions at the deliberative session because it wasn't money being spent this year, which was baloney. Also, if you look into I looked in, and we, the legislators, the town people, have the right to change any and all rules and had the power to tell them, yes, you will answer us or this won't happen, which we should have done, but we didn't know because I looked it up after.
Right, well, that was the situation where people were scratching their heads, and I don't know if you guys remember Karen Anderson was saying, because the money wasn't spent, it was gonna be spent in a different year, you couldn't have those questions asked.
Which is
It was odd. Do you remember that at all, Jim? 'Cause I know you were there.
I was very angry.
It was weird.
We just have to watch out it never happens again.
Transparency certainly.
Yes. Right, I truly believe that the whole idea of the lease, instead of doing it a regular way, was so they only needed the 50% vote instead of the 2/3.
Instead of straight financing, is that, yeah.
You only pay 3 times the interest that they would have paid.
Right, I asked them the interest rate and it was, oh, it's only $50,000 more. And I'm like, that's higher than most of our warrant articles.
And of course, they now represent basically they hired the GC. And of course, they're saying, well, the GC will go get competitive bids on the roof.
Right.
You know, I'm just awed by the whole acceptance of this project, but, again, there's nothing we can do about it now.
Yep.
And, but because I came to you and asked if I had your blessing to go see them, I therefore feel compelled to come back and tell you how it went.
Thank you for your time.
You tried. Okay. On with the manifests.
I move we hereby approve the attached manifest of unpaid bills detail as of June 13, 2019, in the amount of $1,532,183.05. This manifest includes the final 2018-2019 Greenland School District payment of $1,414,143.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Next one is, I hereby approve the attached payroll number 12, pay date June 13, 2019. And the period is May 27, 2019 through and including June 9th, 2019, in the gross amount excluding payroll liabilities in the amount of $59,364.66.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, next on the agenda is a closed door, but I think we'll take like a 5-minute break.
That's fine. Just out of curiosity, when is windows and walls at the fire station?
With what?
When are you doing windows and walls at the fire
That's.
Thank you, Bill.
Actually, we're
Nice
trying
seeing
to
you.
decide next meeting who's gonna get it.
Nice seeing
station? A
the,
few people bid.
McLaughlin.
We got one more coming in, that's why we'll